Overcoming diabetes. What you'll learn tonight, you need never have diabetes. And if you have diabetes, what I'm going to show you tonight is how you can conquer diabetes. Socrates, the father of medicine, 400 years BC, no mention of diabetes in his writings. I believe that the human body was designed to heal itself, and it will heal itself if you give it the right conditions. So diabetes is a fairly modern disease. Diabetes is a lifestyle disease.
In this video, we introduce Barbara O'Neill, a renowned naturopath with over 40 years of experience in natural health, dedicated to uncovering effective and holistic approaches to disease management. Her work is particularly relevant when discussing diabetes, a modern disease that is notably absent from the historical medical texts of Hippocrates and other ancient physicians. This absence highlights the fact that diabetes is largely a lifestyle disease, which has skyrocketed in prevalence due to the changes in our diets and lifestyles over the last century. The numbers speak for themselves. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, over 422 million people globally suffer from diabetes, making it one of the most common chronic diseases today. This surge can be attributed to our increasingly sedentary lifestyles, overconsumption of processed foods, and high-stress environments, which combine to disrupt the body's natural insulin regulation mechanisms. In the United States alone, diabetes-related healthcare costs exceed $327 billion annually, encompassing both direct medical costs and lost productivity. This staggering figure highlights the enormous financial burden that diabetes places on individuals and the healthcare system. It also underscores the fact that diabetes management is big business, with pharmaceutical companies profiting heavily from diabetes medications like insulin and oral drugs. However, what is often overlooked are the lifestyle-based solutions that Barbara O'Neill advocates, which can be far more effective in preventing and even reversing the condition. This discussion aims to explore how natural remedies and lifestyle changes can play a critical role in preventing and managing diabetes. By focusing on the root causes of the disease rather than just treating the symptoms, we can shift the conversation from medication reliance to empowering individuals to take control of their health naturally. To better understand diabetes, it's important to first grasp how blood sugar regulation works in the body. The pancreas plays a central role in this process, producing two key hormones, insulin and glucagon. When blood sugar levels rise, such as after a meal, insulin is released to help lower them by facilitating glucose uptake into the cells. On the other hand, when blood sugar levels are too low, glucagon is released to raise them by signaling the liver to release stored glucose.
Pancreas's, one of its main roles is to release two hormones. One is insulin, that gets the blood sugar down. The other hormone is glucagon, and that gets the blood sugar level up.
Despite this finely tuned system, modern lifestyles have thrown it out of balance. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, over 37 million Americans have diabetes, and shockingly, 1 in 5 people with the condition don't even realize it. This growing epidemic is driven by factors like the overconsumption of processed foods, lack of physical activity, and chronic stress. These factors contribute to insulin resistance, where the body becomes less responsive to insulin, eventually leading to type 2 diabetes. Supporting this, a study published in The Lancet links the sharp rise in type 2 diabetes to increasingly sedentary lifestyles and poor dietary choices, such as high intake of refined carbohydrates and sugars. Combined, these modern lifestyle factors create a perfect storm for the development of diabetes, making it critical to address these root causes rather than just treating the symptoms. Barbara O'Neill highlights a critical factor in the development of diabetes: the modern high-carbohydrate diet. Foods like bread, cereals, pasta, and other wheat-based products are consumed in large quantities and cause the pancreas to overproduce insulin to cope with the resulting surge in blood sugar levels. Over time, this constant demand for insulin leads to insulin resistance, a condition where the body's cells no longer respond effectively to insulin, forcing the pancreas to produce even more. Eventually, this process can culminate in type 2 diabetes. Barbara points out a surprising fact that foods like wheat can spike blood sugar levels more than refined sugar. Many people think they're making healthier choices by consuming whole wheat products, but these foods can significantly impact blood glucose levels.
It's one grain that gets the blood sugar levels higher than refined sugar. Is that a surprise? And the grain that does that is what? Bread, and cereal and pasta and cakes, etc., and pizza are all made out of predominantly one grain. What's that one grain? It's wheat. Well, because the whole wheat isn't refined, it's got more amylopectin A in it. And it's the amylopectin A that gets the blood sugar level up.
Research published in Diabetes Care supports this, showing that a high carbohydrate diet directly increases the likelihood of developing insulin resistance, which is often a precursor to diabetes. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, reports that 88 million US adults have prediabetes, a condition where blood sugar levels are elevated but not yet high enough to be classified as diabetes. Many of these cases are caused by the high intake of carbohydrates typical in modern diets, making dietary changes essential for preventing the onset of diabetes. Barbara O'Neill introduces the concept of the Glycemic Index, GI, a scale that measures how quickly different foods raise blood sugar levels after being consumed. Foods with a high GI cause rapid spikes in blood glucose, which can lead to insulin resistance over time.
You've heard of insulin resistance. What happens with insulin resistance? The person's, say, on a high carbohydrate diet, a lot of wheat, blood glucose levels are going high. You see, high glucose demands high insulin. So when blood glucose levels are high, the pancreas is getting screamed out, quick, insulin, more insulin. So it releases a lot of insulin, too much insulin actually.
In contrast, low GI foods release sugar slowly into the bloodstream, helping to prevent these spikes and maintain stable blood sugar levels throughout the day. Some low glycemic index foods include berries, sweet potatoes, and certain whole grains. These foods offer a slower, more gradual release of glucose, which can help prevent the dramatic rises and falls in blood sugar that are particularly harmful to people with or at risk of developing diabetes.
To conquer diabetes, go for the low glycemic index foods. It's not easy. It's easy. I meant to say it's not hard to get a glycemic index. You can Google that. It's a matter of having berries for breakfast instead of banana. It's as simple as having a sweet potato instead of potato. Having your whole grains, eliminating the wheat. Low GI foods.
Supporting this approach, a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that a low glycemic index diet not only improves blood sugar control, but also significantly reduces the risk of cardiovascular complications in individuals with diabetes. By incorporating these foods into the diet, diabetics can better manage their condition and reduce the long-term risks associated with high blood sugar levels. Barbara O'Neill highlights the significant role of legumes, such as beans, lentils, and chickpeas, in managing diabetes due to their low glycemic index properties. Unlike high-carb foods that cause blood sugar spikes, legumes provide a slow and steady release of energy, making them ideal for maintaining stable blood sugar levels throughout the day. In an illustrative anecdote, Barbara shares the story of a patient who, after being diagnosed with pre-diabetes, incorporated legumes into his daily diet. By consistently eating legumes, he successfully prevented the progression to type 2 diabetes. This showcases the profound impact of diet on managing blood sugar levels.
He came to our retreat. He said, when I was 42, I was told I had pre-diabetes and to eat legumes every day. He said, I eat legumes every day and I never got diabetes. Because the beans give that lovely, sure, steady delivery of fuel.
This approach is backed by a meta-analysis published in Diabetes Care, which concluded that the regular consumption of legumes significantly improved glycemic control in individuals with type 2 diabetes. Moreover, a study published in The Lancet found that including legumes in the diet can reduce the risk of developing diabetes by 35%, underscoring the importance of these foods in preventing and managing diabetes. Barbara O'Neill emphasizes the importance of choosing healthy fats over processed or altered fats. She advises that healthy fats from natural sources such as avocados, olive oil, and nuts can significantly improve overall health and help manage diabetes, while avoiding harmful fats like margarine, deep-fried foods, and heavily processed oils.
The healthy fats. We also looked earlier in the week at fats that heal, the fats that kill. And the killer fats are your altered fats. There's your deep-fried foods, there's your margarines, those fats that have been changed or altered, or your polyunsaturated fats that have been extracted using high heat. They're the dangerous fats.
This advice is supported by a study published in Diabetes Care. The study found that a diet rich in monounsaturated fats, found in foods like avocados and olive oil, can improve insulin sensitivity, helping the body regulate blood sugar more effectively. These fats also help lower the risk of insulin resistance, a precursor to type 2 diabetes. According to statistics from the New England Journal of Medicine, consuming healthy fats can reduce the risk of developing type 2 diabetes by 20 to 30%. This further validates Barbara's guidance to incorporate more nutrient-dense fats into daily meals while steering clear of processed and harmful fat sources. Barbara O'Neill advocates for using ancient grains like einkorn and emmer wheat as healthier alternatives to modern wheat. These grains have a lower glycemic impact, which helps prevent sharp blood sugar spikes.
You can get ancient grains today. You can get grains that have not been hybridized. You can get some wheat grains from the original wheat. In fact, the original wheat is called Enkenhorn, or sometimes I call it just Enkhorn. Enkhorn, Enkhorn. And you can also get the emmer grain, Emmer, and that's a wild hybrid from the original Enkhorn.
Barbara also recommends sourdough bread, noting that its fermentation process reduces its glycemic index, GI, making it a better choice for maintaining stable blood sugar levels.
So the sourdough bread is the best bread because it's a cultured bread, and the culturing process breaks down the protein or the gluten in the grain, making it pre-digested. So when you eat the sourdough bread, you're eating a bread that is a lot easier to digest.
Research published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition supports this, showing that consuming ancient grains results in a 20% lower blood sugar spike compared to modern wheat varieties. This makes ancient grains a superior option for individuals looking to manage diabetes or prevent blood sugar fluctuations. Furthermore, studies in nutrients highlight that eating sourdough bread can lead to a 15% reduction in blood sugar spikes, further proving its benefit for blood sugar control. These findings support Barbara's advice to switch to ancient grains and fermented breads for better diabetes management and overall health. Barbara O'Neill emphasizes the crucial role of exercise in managing diabetes, particularly advocating for high-intensity interval training, HIIT. This form of exercise alternates between short bursts of intense activity and periods of rest or low-intensity exercise, which can significantly improve blood sugar control.
The role that exercise plays in diabetes, it plays a major role. And the type of exercise that is the most effective is the high-intensity interval training.
Research published in Diabetes Care supports this approach, showing that high-intensity interval training improves insulin sensitivity more effectively than moderate-intensity exercise. The short bursts of intense activity help the body use glucose more efficiently, leading to better blood sugar regulation. In fact, individuals who engage in regular high-intensity interval training experience 28% better glycemic control compared to those who only perform moderate exercise.
And why that sort of exercise is necessary, it causes a massive influx of blood into every single cell in the body, and this is also your pancreatic cells. Your pancreatic cells revive because Leviticus 17:11 states that the life of the flesh is in the blood. You see, more blood is more life. More blood is more nutrients, more oxygen, more water, carrying away waste. It is the blood that is the healer.
This makes high-intensity interval training a powerful tool in the fight against diabetes, helping to prevent or reverse insulin resistance while promoting overall metabolic health. Barbara O'Neill introduces a unique and lesser-known remedy for diabetes management, using unrefined sea salt to create a mineral-rich solution that mimics the body's natural balance. She explains that this approach can support insulin production and overall cellular function, helping to manage blood sugar levels more effectively.
We're salty people. Dr. Lelangry, a French doctor who wrote a whole book on salt, he calls it our internal sea. Seawater is called an isotonic solution because it is the exact same mineral balance and proportion as is found in body fluids, as is found in the bones.
Research published in Diabetes Care backs this claim, showing that magnesium, a key mineral found in unrefined sea salt, is crucial in improving insulin sensitivity. Restoring the body's magnesium levels can reduce insulin resistance, aiding in better blood sugar control. Statistics reveal that 30 to 40% of people with diabetes are magnesium deficient, which significantly increases their risk of developing complications. Unfined sea salt can help address this deficiency and support a more balanced metabolic state. Barbara O'Neill highlights the crucial role of vitamin D in managing and preventing diabetes, emphasizing the benefits of natural sunlight exposure. She explains that vitamin D enhances insulin sensitivity and helps regulate blood sugar levels, making it essential for individuals managing diabetes. Research published in Diabetes Care supports this, showing that vitamin D supplementation significantly improved glycemic control in people with type 2 diabetes. By increasing vitamin D levels, the body's ability to manage blood sugar becomes more effective. Statistics show that 75% of people with diabetes are vitamin D deficient, which exacerbates their condition and can lead to worse health outcomes. O'Neill stresses the importance of safe, regular sunlight exposure to boost vitamin D levels naturally, offering a simple, free, and powerful way to support metabolic health and diabetes management. In conclusion, Barbara O'Neill's approach to managing and potentially reversing diabetes emphasizes the power of simple lifestyle changes. Individuals can significantly improve their blood sugar control and overall health by incorporating low glycemic index foods, legumes, healthy fats, and engaging in regular exercise. These natural methods not only support better glycemic control, but also enhance insulin sensitivity, offering a proactive way to manage diabetes. Barbara stresses the importance of taking preventative measures, like following a balanced diet and staying active, which can be more effective in the long run compared to relying on medication alone. The final thought is that when integrated into daily routines, natural solutions provide long-lasting benefits that promote health and vitality. We encourage you to start making small yet impactful changes today. Begin incorporating these diabetes-fighting foods into your meals, prioritize exercise, and consult your healthcare provider before making significant adjustments. Your health is in your hands, and by following Barbara's advice, you can take control of your well-being. While natural remedies can be crucial in managing diabetes, they should complement and not replace prescribed treatments. Always seek medical advice before altering your diet, exercise routine, or medication. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.